Hey Jonathan, Jay here. I got a question for you about weight loss, fat, body fat, the dreaded thing that we're all afraid of on the scale. Here's 5 pounds of fat. And Jennifer and I are really excited because on the Smarter Science of Slim, we've both lost 20 pounds. So that's like 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds of body fat. But the thing is, I know you're not a big fan of weighing on the scale. You say we should really measure ourselves by a tape measure or how we feel in our clothes, which I get that. I mean, yeah, the clothes are looser. I can't say that I've really been using the tape measure. And I use a scale. I don't use it all the time, but where I have a little bit of a trouble with you with the book is that, your whole book is based upon science. And I think that's what's critical, that everybody understands that there are real formulas and metrics and things of what we need to be able to pay attention to about our health and fitness. But if you're going to be about science, then how do you kind of not talk about the scale? Or let me be a little bit more fair. You do talk about the scale, but give us all a better idea of how we can kind of balance that out, because I know a lot of us are a slave to the tail of our scale every week. And I know for us on The Biggest Loser was a big factor in our success and how we were measured and how we were rated, and it's in everybody's head what they think about it. So really would like some of your thoughts on how we should kind of balance the scale in the scheme of our health and the rest of our lives to live the best of our lives.
So to be clear, just like with anything else, if weighing yourself is helping you to achieve your long-term health and fitness goals, then keep it up by all means. The reason I advise against the scale is because studies and the science has shown that for over 95% of us, these traditional eat less, exercise more, make the number on the scale go down, are counterproductive, fail, and actually lead to fat gain for about 95% of us. So the key thing to keep in mind if we want to measure progress is to use measures that actually reward what we're after, right? So when we talk about health and fitness, what we're after is health and fitness. We're not after some number on the scale. If I told you I have a friend and she weighs 160 pounds, what does that tell you about her health? Or what does it tell you about her fitness levels? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But if I, for example, told you what size clothing she wears, maybe that gives you a better insight. Or that she's an awesome, energetic, delightful, and that her skin is radiant, that tells you something. Or even if I told you what her body fat percentage was, that would tell you something. So we have all these other measures available to us that are so much more accurate, like how your clothes are fitting, how you feel, what your body fat percentage is, and even more important, they measure what we're after, right? The scale actively doesn't. If we dehydrate ourselves, the scale says we're doing something good. If we burn off our muscle tissue, the scale says we're doing something good. But in both of those cases, we're doing something terrible for our health. We'd be better off doing nothing than we would be dehydrating ourselves or burning our muscle tissue. We're after fat loss and improved health. So we've got to make sure that the metrics we use to measure that help us along that path and don't hinder us and don't tempt us to take shortcuts or quick fix that may drop the number on the scale, but also drop our health, drop us down into dehydration, and drop our muscle tissue levels and lead us to that horrible 95% failure rate that we see for traditional approaches. So again, if the traditional approach is working for you, that's great, keep it up. But if you're one of the 95% of us that studies have shown it doesn't work for, stick to how you feel, stick to how your clothes fit, and stick to your body fat percentage. And if you do want to measure your body fat percentage, make sure you do it at most maybe once every other week, because it's naturally going to fluctuate, and make sure you do it at the same time of day on the same day of the week, so that you're comparing apples to apples, or doing it on Monday at 9 a.m. and then again on Friday at 6 p.m. Not a good comparison. One's at the beginning of the work week, one's at the end. So make sure you do it at the same time every other week at most, and then just enjoy your health and your fitness.